Patterson. We are at the 13th annual St. Louis Prototype Modelers Meet. I'm doing an outdoor photo shoot. We're going to talk about this table saw. That's absolutely magnificent. This is the best hobby in the world.
What's neat?
What's neat?
What's neat?
What's neat starts now.
Catch the What's Neat podcast every week and full episodes of What's Neat every month at the Model Railroad Hobbyist YouTube page.
Okay, here's how we do that. Start. Look at this. I am so on it tonight. What could possibly go wrong?
It's almost like you've done this before.
I know. I have no help. It's all up to me tonight, so I don't want to mess this up. Scotty, we have sound. You have a microphone on?
I have a microphone.
You sound terrific tonight.
Well, thank you very much.
It's really good having you, Steve.
I'm glad to be here.
I'm showing pictures, and I don't have it videotaped yet, so now I have to, of your beautiful fleet of I Buy Trains vehicles. But I know. Oh, there's people in the room. All right, Stephen, give me a countdown. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. 3, 2, 1.
The What's Neat This Week in Model Railroading Show is made possible by viewers like you and is proudly supported by Model Railroader Magazine, helping enthusiasts become better modelers for more than 90 years. To learn more, visit trains.com. Additional support is provided by Spring Creek Model Trains, your destination for model trains. Stop in and say, wow. Check out their website at springcreekmodeltrains.com. The 2025 National Model Railroad Association National Convention, a convention like no other. Check out their amazing website at NMRA2025.com.
Further support is provided by Microengineering, keeping you on track with quality products for 55 years. Check out their website at www.microengineering.com. Order from your local dealer or order direct by calling 1-800-462-6975. Intermountain Railway Company, where the detail makes the difference. Check out their website at intermountain-railway.com. Additional support is provided by Yelsma Graphics, America's leading distributor of quality railroad art and embroidered clothing since 1985. Check out their website at yelsma.com. Further support is provided by the NCE Corporation, the power of DCC. Visit their website at ncedcc.com. And thank you for supporting the What's Neat This Week podcast. This is the What's Neat This Week show in Model Railroading, show number 314 for May 10th, 2025. It's beautiful. It's written right here on the paper. What a beautiful day we had in St. Louis after so many days of rain. I know, right? We've got a really good show tonight for you. In that, sitting right next to me, I've got my wonderful Stephen Mantia. Hey, Steve.
Hello.
It's good to have you here
I'm
with
glad
us
to be
tonight.
here.
Out in Skype land, we have some wonderful folks from the 2025 NMRA Convention and show coming up here. And I'm going to start at the top here with Scott Kramer. You're in the bottom right of the screen right here. Hi, Scott.
Hello.
And you called me up. You're pretty much in charge of putting this show together. And I've talked to you, and I've already bragged about you on the show, previous show, Scott. You are very energetic, and you've got your hand on the throttle, and it sounds like you really, truly know what you're doing. And it's a pleasure to finally see your face and meet you tonight.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Now, I've got Barry Henson here, and he's in charge of publishing and marketing. That's the gentleman in the top right of the screen. I've got Bernie Blumenstein. I love your name, Bernie, down in the bottom left corner of the screen. And in the top screen is us. Hi, guys.
I know, man.
How
We're
cool
something
is
there.
that? That's never happened before. So, guys, we're going to start out with you right away because this is some exciting news that this show is being held. It's not that far from St. Louis. So tell us, let's start out with, you guys got a website, or how do you want to start this, Scott?
Well, we do have a website, a great one. It's at www.nmra2025.com. It's incredibly comprehensive. It tells you everything you need to know about the convention, and it is also obviously where you register for the convention.
Very cool. And that's a nice website. I checked that out yesterday when you were talking to me about it. Everything's you guys, you didn't just throw this together. You must have been planning this for quite some time.
This has been a 3-year effort at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So do you guys have the
quite a bit.
booklets and you selling advertising in the little booklet flyers? Because I remember that's something that Denny Yelsma always liked to jump on top of, was getting into and helping to promote the NMRA, because it works both ways. When he works your show, he does really well selling his garments.
Yes. Barry, tell him about where we stand with the program booklet.
Yeah, thanks. Glad to be here, Ken and Steve. Appreciate the time here. Our convention book is going to be rather thick. It's kind of a timetable type size. It's basically a sheet of paper folded in half lengthwise. And right now I'm just under 200 pages of information in this convention book. We'll have all the clinics listed, general information, layout tours listed. When you do a layout tour, we're doing self-driving tours. There's no buses.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, well, that gets us down in cost for the attendees. Plus, when they're self-driving, you can stay at a layout longer than if you were on a bus tour and had to get back on the bus.
Yes.
I went through that when we last hosted the National in 2007 here in the Southeast Michigan area. But we'll have QR codes. There'll be a page for each layout tour with a QR code. You snap that QR code on your phone, and you'll get automatic directions to the layout tour. So
Wow.
it's going to be a very comprehensive convention book.
Yes, QR codes. That's that real
Real
modern
high-
technology.
yeah, I know, real
I
high
think
tech.
we're running those in our ads, but I don't know. I still haven't tried it.
Okay.
So you just point your phone at this QR code and it gives you the information you're looking for.
Yeah, it'll give you directions to that particular layout.
Oh, that's fantastic. Bernie, you're working with a group of good guys here, aren't you?
Oh, yeah. And to build on what Barry said, much of what's in the book and more is actually accessible on your phone. So for the first time, we're doing 2 sets of web pages, one of which is the standard desktop page, which I'll show you in a second. And the second part is what is on that website is translatable onto your phone. So if you're on your phone at the convention and you open the phone to NMRA2025.com, you don't need a special app. When you open that phone, you're going to have a couple of buttons on there that will pop up, and I'll show you that in a second. But literally, you can say, I want to see what all of the activities are today that are running on the convention. However, even better, as all of us know, having gone to conventions before or heard about them before, you spend a lot of time before the convention figuring out what you want to do at the convention.
That's true.
Well, we've done 2 things. One is we've got a video that I'll show you the lead to in a second for somebody who may not have gone to a convention or has been on a convention before, that shows you how to plan for the convention, all the steps, how to go find things on the website, how to get it done. The best part is when you are at the convention and you open your phone to NMRA 2025 on the mobile site, and it's not an app, it's just a regular URL. When you open it up, you can click on a button on that website and say, I want to see my personal itinerary. Everything I looked at on the website that I like and I want to go see, even if I haven't paid for it, or everything I've paid for, by day or by subject or content. You click on that button and you're staring on your phone at everything that you would like to see that day or that you paid for that day. And you can do it by day. saves you a huge amount of time. You don't have to go to everything, but at least you can see everything that you picked. It's called a personal itinerary. And what we did was put together a quick video, actually professionally done video, that takes less than 10 minutes. We can bring it up here for you to see it. I think you'll find it pretty entertaining, but it is exactly what everybody's been asking for, to say, I see there's so much at this convention to see. How do I get organized so that I get the most out of my time on the convention? Because if you look at two numbers, this convention has about 60 layout tours and about 90 clinics.
Man.
So you want to get organized because there is more than you can possibly dream of. And I should kind of hand it back to Scott to give you a little better idea of how different this convention is. And then we can come back and show you this little video so you get an idea of, hey, this is great, but what do I do about it now that I'm going to register? So Scott, why don't you tell them a little bit about what we've done differently here that we're getting good reaction to?
I'd love to. Ken, 3 years ago, I was the chairman of the Tri-Regional Convention in Indianapolis, and there we tried to do some different things, and they seemed to work out quite well. And Gordy Robinson kind of challenged me to see if I was interested in doing it again, and that's how we got to this point. Well, this has been an opportunity to try to change things in the National Convention, and the primary thing is to try to make it attractive to a lot of new people, younger people, people who have never been here, and even people who don't have a lot of money.
Yes.
For one thing, you may have noticed that our convention, the registration price is $125. That includes the $15 ticket to the National Train Show. That means we're getting $110. That's not a lot more than people charge to go to some regional conventions. There's no extra charge for any layout visit. There's no extra charge for clinics. There's no extra charge for operating sessions. There's a whole bunch of other activities at the hotel. No extra charge. Almost everything's included. Yes, there are 5 prototype tours. They cost more. Yes, there is a modeling with the masters. There's a fee for that. But the bulk of things is all included at an incredibly low price.
Wow.
The other thing we've done that seems to be pretty popular is everyone is welcome to this convention. You do not have to be an NMRA member, and everyone pays the same price. The reason we did that, you can think of it as a way of paying public relations, if you will. We want to get a lot of new people in, and we wanted to take down any barrier there might be to doing that. And we think we're getting, from the review of the registrations, we think we're getting a lot of new people who've never been to a convention before. So, as you've heard, all of our layout tours are self-guided, and those layout tours are all being done geographically. On Monday, and I should also say, this convention is shorter. You may recall that most conventions start on Sunday, go through actually at least the next Saturday. We start at 1 o'clock on Monday. Why 1 o'clock on Monday?
Yes, talk to me about that.
Why?
1/3 of all the people in the United States live within an easy drive of Detroit.
Okay.
That means all those people have the potential to be able to drive in on Monday and start their convention at 1 o'clock and save a hotel night and all the food and everything else that's involved with it, which is probably several $100s they don't have to spend.
Right.
And the other thing is that we start at 1, we run till 9 o'clock at night. On Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we start at 9 o'clock at morning and we go to 9 o'clock at night. And when I say 9 in the morning to 9 at night, all the clinics run that. All of our layout visits were requested to run from 9 in the morning to 9 at night. 62% of the people agreed to do that. The others, they're shorter hours, but we're working through that. But the layouts are done geographically. So on Monday, there are about 8, 9, 10 layouts within a few miles of the hotel. Those are the layouts that are going to be open Monday afternoon and evening. On Tuesday, it's the far east of the metropolitan area. Now, you may have a 45-minute drive to get there, but then you're going to have 10 to 12 layouts, all within a relatively small area. Visit however many you want, stay as long as you want. They'll be available, as I said, from 9 in the morning till 9 at night. Then you have a nice, easy drive back. The next day, it's a little farther and so on. It's segments all across the metropolitan area. So it should make it relatively easy. We have 457 spots for operating sessions. The best we can tell, that's at least 50 to 60% more than any other previous convention. At all but about 10 to 15 of those are already taken. They were exceptionally attractive and interesting. Burns said about the clinics, actually the number of clinics is 116, and the vast majority of those are being given twice. So we actually have 225 different clinic sessions that you can go to. So there's an awful lot that gets into this. We changed some other things. Contests are a really interesting aspect of the convention.
Yes, they
It's
are.
always been the national convention with the celebration room. Well, we're not doing that. The national convention will go on as it always has, and people are more than welcome to enter their models into that. They'll have their separate room. It's manned by the same group of people. They do the same great job, and that will be fine. However, all the display area will be in the main ballroom. And the main ballroom will contain the special interest groups. It will contain the operations roadshow, which is a modular layout to teach people timetable train order operation. And then the other half of the ballroom will consist of 2 layouts from the Railroad Prototype Modelers Conference, an N-scale and an HO one, which are absolutely gorgeous. And then numerous tables where we hope to have at least 400 models on display. But what's a little different is the way this is going to work. You want to bring a model, which we're highly encouraging you to do. Then you come in, there'll be a desk there, you bring your model, there'll be a simple little form with your name on it and a 2-sentence description of your model. And when you bring that in, you'll get a raffle ticket for every model you bring. Then you'll be asked if you want to participate in the People's Choice Contest. And if you do, we'll put a sticker on that little form, and then you just go in and you put your model on display in one of 8 categories, the usual ones like steam, diesels, box or freight cars, passenger cars, and so on. Ultimately, what happens is this. If you have your sticker and you've agreed to be part of the People's Choice Contest, people will vote. And on Friday morning, we will tabulate the votes. And then Friday night, at a special party, we will determine which is the most popular and the next most popular model in each of the 8 categories.
Okay.
Those winners get a $100 gift certificate for the most popular and a $50 gift certificate for the second most popular, as well as a nice plaque.
Oh, I was going to ask about
Yeah,
that.
that's
Hold on,
okay.
hold on. That's the most important part. Now, let me just get this right. My plaques are dated 1989, 99. It's a little local NMRA shows and stuff. I hang them on the wall over there. That's important. When you enter the contest, I'm telling you what, $100 sounds good, but give me a plaque.
You spend the $100.
Give me a little wooden
but you got
thing
something just to remember.
that I can
Yes.
stare at for the next 35 years on my wall. I love that.
Yes.
I don't know why I do, but I really do. That's exciting. So at least we get to have a gift. I like that. Thank you.
Okay, let me tell you the other part of the show, okay?
Yes.
Remember I said when you brought a model in, you got a raffle ticket.
Okay.
Friday night, we will pull the winners of the raffle, and we expect to have a minimum of 20 prizes, each having a $100 value or more. So we're doing everything we can to encourage people to bring models to put on display. Now, I know you go to RPM meets, and that's
The one in
display
St. Louis I go
right
to.
off the
it's-
RPM.
Yeah, it's
types of
huge.
meets, and that's one of the things we're trying to do, because we just strongly believe that displaying models is a great way to share and learn from each other.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. That's
So,
a terrific idea.
doing
The
that.
public will enjoy it. Everybody's going to enjoy it. What a wonderful new facet to add to the show.
So, and I mentioned the party at Friday night.
Yes.
We're gonna have a party that starts at 9 o'clock on Friday night and runs to 1 in the morning. And you have to pay a little bit for the party, but you have your choice of beer, pop, or wine, and you'll get a couple slices of pizza. And we're gonna have party, and the guys that run the RPM layouts will be there till 1 in the morning showing off their layouts, and that's supposed to be one of the big social events of the whole thing. So,
Wow.
those are some of the different things. The other thing that's really important to me is to tell you that we've done our best to preserve what everybody thinks is the really traditional things. Yes, there's a national contest. Yes, there are layout visits. Yes, there are op sessions. All those big things that people want, they're still there. We've just done some of them in a little different way, and we've added some other things.
Very interesting.
That's a good share of what I want to say about the changes.
They all sound positive. Now, Steve Mantia, now that's not that far to drive.
I know. I was looking at when I
I'm
was
thinking
looking at
about
their
what,
website and that,
7 hours maybe to get to you guys, maybe 8 hours from St. Louis.
About 7, I think.
All right, so
Yeah.
there's the gas. You know what?
I was thinking about it. I got to see maybe what's going on in the schedule, that type of thing. But
Mike,
be very interesting.
Joshua, I know they're not here. Mikey's gone for a month, guys. He's back down to sunny Florida, I imagine. But yeah, rock and roll. It's close. It's not like California where it's a long
yes.
stagecoach ride out there, you know?
No.
4 hours
keep in
by
mind too that
airplane.
keep in mind, Ken, too, that a lot of folks end up spending a lot of money flying in and working with an extra period of time and all the logistics and all the cost that goes with that. And then when they get there, they've got to rent a car to get to the hotel. As in California, as in Texas, rental cars are expensive. Parking is expensive. When you land up paying $18 to $20 a day parking, that runs up your bill pretty quickly.
Yes.
Well, if you're able to drive in, you got a car, you don't have to pay for that.
Nice.
So since a huge portion of the U.S. population coming to the show will be driving, they'll be able to get there whatever time they want, not end up having to pay for parking every single day. Matter of fact, even in the case of the National Train Show going on at the same time, instead of paying parking every time you go in and out there, we're going to have a shuttle bus for a nominal price, and we'll shuttle you back and forth so you don't even have to use your car. So we've made it that much easier to do, and you can take care of getting the reservation for that shuttle as part of your registration process. So we've taken that issue away from people as well.
Very good.
So we'll talk about that in a minute when we talk a little bit more about the registration process. But
Let's switch
hey,
gears.
Scott, one other item you might want to add, and that is the Ken may not be aware of this, but we're doing a yard sale. So
Yes, we have a yard sale, and it's not a silent auction. You can bring up to 25 items. You put the price you want to sell that item for on a sticker. We will put that in a room, and people will have about 2.5 days to walk around the room, and at any time they can buy the item. They pick it up, they walk to our cashier, they pay the money, and at the end of the week, we do reconciliation, and the convention gets 10% commission on the sale of all those items. But there's no auction, there's no haggling over the item. The price is the price.
It's very nice.
It's a very simple, straightforward thing. And at Indy, we had several thousand items for sale. We think we'll get at least that many at this convention. It's a fun thing to do. Makes a little money for us.
No, absolutely. We need to go to the show.
Maybe.
Oh, you do.
They've got it really streamlined and all kinds of positive changes, it sounds like.
Amen on that. Hey, listen, can we come to the table here for a minute? Because Steve Mantia brought something here. I can't stop looking at it, and it's a shame that Mike's not here. And I'm going to just ask you straight up, is this for sale?
I don't know. I just got it in the last collection, and the reason I like
This
it...
is freaking cool. Is this a Tyco?
No, I believe it's an Athearn.
Oh, wow, dude.
But the cars that are on it with the tail fins and that, that's the way I found it.
This is a collector's piece.
Yes, it is just a nice shelf piece that I thought it was very neat. And of course, I had a feeling that Mike wasn't going to be here, so I figured I had to bring a few more cars and that kind of stuff.
No, Mike did up one of these with some cars that he painted out in custom colors, and they were bright and beautiful. We've shown it off before, but this is factory. This is an absolute. Just the fact that it's got the cars and the fins aren't broken is 99% of it. Oh boy!
You never know what I'm.
But tell us what you got going on here, Steve. And I see a little ribbon too, and it's got NMRA on it.
That's why I figured I would do that. Well,
we got one camera right there.
We got one camera, so we're all set there. Since last week, I wasn't able to be at the last show with Lionel, that we were discussing the Lionel HO and that, so I went through some of my collection of different things that I've picked up, and I was able to find some of the Lionel HO vintage that I've picked up.
Oh wow, those are box cars in HO scale from Lionel.
From Lionel. And we were talking about there, you've got the poultry car and simple box cars, and then even...
So these were decent, and this is equivalent to an Athearn blue box of the time. So what year would this about be? 60s?
No, I would think so.
Okay. Okay, very cool. And there's a steam engine.
Then
You might be actually tiptoeing into the 50s with that.
Yeah, because the essence of everything with Lionel just has its, made in the U.S. of America and that. But no, I was just able to find some different things.
I know, right? Check it out, Ryan. We've got some HS scale. This is just what we talked about on last week's show. That incidentally didn't just come out until last night.
I know. That's why I listened
It's already
to it
got
this
over
morning.
almost 3,000 views. But the fact is, it's been a tough week. I got the May video out. I know I said that last week, but I was fibbing. It really, really got finished. The segment on the Bachman photo shoot on how to design that New York City skyline, that cover shot that we did for Bachman, that segment came out really fantastic. Also this week, we had to design the ads. The deadline was for Model Railroader magazine, as I recall. I'm getting my days messed up. I shot 3 of these What's Neat boxcars outside in real sunlight. They looked absolutely beautiful coming around a curve with some buildings in the background. I'm probably showing it to you right now, edit. But yeah, rock and roll. These cards have been selling like hotcakes, and they look so good. And so they're going to be running in that next Model Railroader ad that's coming out. But this is a sweet little model, Steve.
I thought
this is die-cast. Now, do you gentlemen have some of these old Lionel pieces? Did you start with Tyco, Lionel? I know you guys got layouts. I know you do. Right?
Yeah.
Every kind of layout you can think of, you're going to see. Every car you've ever imagined, you will probably see at one of those layout tours.
No, I mean, for you, for real, Bernie, do you have HO scale, O scale, ON30? What do you like to model?
In my particular case, I model HO.
Okay.
And it's interesting you bring that up. If you look at the descriptions for each of the layout tours, and mine is one of them, that first Monday, we actually tell you what the scale is, what period of time we're modeling, and how big the layout is. But we also take it the next step to show you not only pictures, but videos of the layouts. And we've all probably been to conventions where you look on the website, it shows you 3 or 4 sites and 3 or 4 pictures, and you say, well, it looks like it's probably O gauge, might be HO, I'm not sure. But when I get there, I'll find out what it is. Well, the decision we made is as many of those as we can. We're going to give you the full description. And it's interesting that you brought up the question about the scale. One of the things I've done is the badge that you will be wearing at the convention for the first time will show what your primary scale is. So if you model N, you will see all the other N gauges right away as you walk around.
All right, so all the guys with the purple name tags, I guess that's Lionel or what is it? I'm just going to, no, I can't say I'm going to feather red on past, but yeah. Wow, so I can just identify you by the color on your tag.
That's it. You'll know
Yes.
who to talk to and who to go through it that way.
Oh, yeah. Matter of fact, if it's your first convention, we will actually have on the badge that says this is your first convention, so you can look at those people and say, hey, you're a newbie. Bern thinks it might be helpful if I talk to you or help you because you've never been to a convention before. So I've added right on the badge, first timers, we've added the scale, and we've added their location. So the badge itself is something very different. It helps you figure out who you want to talk to and make the convention more valuable to you.
Wow.
And by the way, Ken, there is no activity tickets. You know, you've been to conventions before where if you buy a bus ticket to this tour or a bus ticket to that excursion, you got a million of these little silly little slips of paper that you got to keep track of. Our team has eliminated all of that. On the back of your badge is a second badge called a bill of lading. The bill of lading will list everything that you paid for and what day it is. So if you're on a bus tour, you just flip your badge over. They can see right on your badge that you paid for the bus tour, and all those little silly pieces of paper, we've made that go away as well.
Very cool.
So you'll know who you are, where you're going, all of that stuff. And we kind of cover that in the little video here we can show you.
That's
Hey,
very
Ken?
cool. Yes.
An interesting point, especially after Texas and Long Beach. I believe in St. Louis you have basements, do you not?
Oh,
Yes.
if it wasn't for this
Yes.
basement, I wouldn't have a job.
Exactly.
Well, I probably would, but I don't know how you would work that upstairs. I guess a garage, an outback building. I need the 1,600 square feet down here.
Well, so you know, and for us, a 600 square foot of the 58 layouts we have,
Yes.
a 600 square foot layout for us is on the small side. Most of our layouts are more than 900 square feet, all the way up to over 3,000 square feet in a home basement.
Oh, dude, I had
very
no
nice.
idea there was that many model railroads up in the Detroit neighborhood area. It sounds like you could literally spend a week, figure 10 days on each video, just interviewing all of these wonderful folks. We'd have enough material for a year and a half of What's Neat videos.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
We have
And-
Ken, we've been fortunate that the magazines have also stepped up with our convention coverage for this year. We've had, I think it's about 15 different layouts featured in the NMRA magazine, Model Railroader, Craftsman, and the guys World.
Hobbyist.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, the number is 24, Barry. There are 24 different layout articles between the 4 magazines, which I think is really unprecedented. And yeah, you want to see some beautiful layouts, you can start there by looking at the magazine. But yes, we do have some gorgeous layouts up here, plenty of them.
That's cool.
By the way, Ken, your comment about your basement.
Yes.
Picture this. One of our layout tours, they actually built the house and had the architect extend the basement under the garage so that they had a bigger footprint in the basement.
Okay.
That's very
That was
nice. Yeah.
A 4-car garage. A 4-car
Four-car?
garage. Yeah.
You'll get to see that too.
Very impressive. That.
I know, right? How bad I want to go out into the front yard another 40
Yeah,
feet.
you can start. You can start
Right?
digging now. Yeah,
All I
that's
need
it.
is an excavator. I can form out the cement walls probably myself. Give me a cement truck. I mean, I got to get these shows out. That's why the show was so late. I was literally, honest to God, I chased a crack down the foundation of the house on the outside this week. I know this isn't train related, but yes, it is. Remember all the videos I showed you from 2016 and 17 on this show and the What's Neat show since 2012 of when we get those really big storms that come about once every 5 years, and the switch yard is covered with water. It's running down the cabinets. It was embarrassing. No, what it was the foundation of the house where the house joins the cement basement joins the house. There's that
Right.
space. And the earth was on top of it, so the rainwater would soak in between that. I tarred everything. Everything's waterproof on this property. But the fact is, I dug all the way down to a foot below layout bench level height here the other day, chasing a crack. And I filled that crack with tar on the outside, 6 bags of cement on the outside, and that wonderful polyurethane glue from Gorilla that foams out and expands. This house will now float on water. Okay, so the layout won't get wet no more. As I'm rebuilding this entire layout, which is in all the What's Neat videos, the May video I just got out, like I said, I literally did the opening yesterday. That's how late I was on this project. But the fact is, as I rebuild this entire layout all the way around, I'm going to get it right this time. And that means waterproofing that part of the house. Did I get on this jaunt? I'm sorry.
No, no, that's fine.
And then don't get me started on turnouts. I've got these number 10 turnout here. This is one of the brand new Wathers ones they sent us 2 years ago or a year ago to talk about on the show. And then I've got the one that Jeff Otto built from Oak Hill Model Railroad Track Supply. I think that's a number 8 or 10. I'm looking for long, high-speed turnouts. Then I've got my old Shinahara that I found one of that's not damaged yet. I want live frogs. Shinahara gives me live frogs. I still haven't seen Pico yet. I want to look at them. I've got to get to the hobby shop. I've called a few. They're hard to find. I might check eBay. I might check Lombard's and Spring Creek. But the fact is, I want some really long old Shinahara turnouts if I can find them. And this whole project of rebuilding the layout right now is on hold. Well, I could actually hand lay them tonight. A roll of masking tape, some ties, rail. We could have something there, but that would require routing out the foam and putting in a layer of Homosote. Because I can't spike into plywood and I don't want to spike into foam. It won't hold it. So I'm kind of, even though you would think after 35 or 40 years of doing this, I might know what I'm doing, I don't sometimes.
Sometimes, well, that's
That's
true.
hard to admit. Are there people watching? This is just between us, right? Yes.
Hey, Ken, there will be a clinic on Fast Tracks.
Yes. That's the gentleman from Canada that makes that wonderful track system.
Yep, you'll meet him there.
All right, so you guys want to, in closing, is there anything else you want to talk about? And Steve, was there anything else?
I had one thing,
Go.
how we were talking earlier about prizes of, instead of money or the plaque.
Yes.
So I had found this in some of
Homage.
my father's stuff here. It was from the Heart of America, the NMRA National Convention in St. Louis, Missouri in 1970. It was the
Oh, wow.
third place, the Loco performance contest. So I figured since you gentlemen were here that I would this would be a perfect spot to bring it and to show everyone in that type of thing. I remember for the longest time it was in a little 8x10 frame in the room in one of the train rooms in that. But this was a perfect opportunity to bring it and show it off.
It's fantastic.
I'm sure that was part of the national contest. And again, the national contest will go on as it always has.
I see.
By the way, Ken, you guys just mentioned Walthers in discussions. Scott, why don't you tell them what we're doing special with Walthers? This never happened
we
before.
love Walthers, the whole family, Karen Formico, Stacy Walthers. They had just released that video that they worked on talking about the tariffs or something to that effect. We're actually going to do a show on that, I believe, this week. It just depends on how the meetings are going this weekend right now.
Well, Walthers is going to come in, and on Friday morning, they're going to have we're making a room available for them for an hour and a half. And 50 people will be invited there, and they want to talk to 50 model railroaders and say, what do you want us to build over the next 5 years? Things are changing. We see things have changed. We want to be what you want us to be. Yes. So it'll be a great opportunity to have a discussion, roundtable discussion with Walthers and 50 good model railroaders. I think it's a fabulous thing for them to do.
Amen.
And you do need to register for that, but on our website, there's a registration, so you can be one of those 50 people who get to do that.
All right, Barry, before we get out of here, because we're coming to the end on this one, you've talked the least of everybody so far tonight. I've noticed that. And I want to ask you, what do you model, Barry? Your background is beautiful with the color of the wall. I love that green color with the pictures. It looks so good.
Well, as you can see behind me there, I've got a custom station sign. I modeled the Reading Railroad in 1970 in HO scale. My layout was in the December NMRA magazine in an article. And I believe there's a video on the convention website. Again, if you go to our website, click on activities, layout tours, you'll get to see all of them. I'm in the South District on Thursday of the convention. And there's some pictures and I think a video link there for my layout. But I've been working on the layout. It's about 99.9% done. It's about 25 years old. I started working on it when I moved into this house in 1999. So it's been a group effort. I'm in a round robin group. And in fact, this past Friday, yesterday, we had an op session here as a test run for the op session I'm hosting during the convention, and things went well. So I'm looking forward to the convention. This will be my second national convention that I've been part of. So
that's very, very cool.
And Barry is being very, very modest. He does a lot more than that. He's very involved in the Reading Historical Society, and for our convention, he steps up and does all kinds of things and Burn the same type of thing. The registrar is probably the most difficult position in the convention planning and so on. And he and his team have done a great job. If I would take credit for anything, I've got 22 people approximately that have functional responsibilities, and they are all phenomenal. It's the best team you would ever want to have in your life. And I picked those people, and that's the one thing I really did a good job of, because they're just outstanding. They made life a lot of fun for all of us.
I'm sold. I'm serious, Ryan. Scott, since the very first time that you had called me and I talked to you, and I heard just you opened up your mind to me, and I know just enough to know that you know what you're doing. I sense that immediately. And just the fact that you're young like me, this is a good thing because you've got that energy, and this is just what the folks up there need. And this show is going to just display all of that. Your team is going to just glow. I know they are.
I hope so, and I think so.
Hey, Ken, I'll make a suggestion. I want to show you, if I can, before we go quickly.
Okay.
The website, so viewers get an idea of what they're going to see. And the other item is, if we got a few minutes, I'm just going to quickly wrap up with this beautiful video we've got. And your videographer, you'll appreciate this, that was produced to show exactly how you go register for the convention, and how you build your own personal itinerary. So when you walk out of there in 10 minutes, you know exactly what you're going to be doing at the convention and exactly what you want to enjoy at the convention. If you go to NMRA 2025, and I think I'm sharing the screen right now, when you go to NMRA 2025, and you can see it here in the upper left.
No, it didn't share.
Whoop, let me see. Oops, hang on a second. Let me go back here and go back to this. Well, flip back here. Let me do a share.
Oh, this technology
Okay.
is so cool. Now, what are we
There we
talking
go.
on right now? Is this Zoom that we're using? Or
Nope.
are we using that new Skype thing? That new...
No, this is all Teams.
okay,
This is all Teams.
That's right, Teams.
Okay.
Because Skype quit working on May 5th.
Right.
That's right.
So this is team presentation. And what you're seeing here is the NMRA 2025 screen. I think you can see it.
I do.
And the very first two things that you get to see here is the question, are you registered ready? And it'll take you to the desktop. And when you go to the desktop, and by the way, below it is here's all the stuff that we talked about tonight.
No,
And
this
you can
is
click on direct links to see the detail on them.
This is professional, yeah.
When you go to the actual registration website, one of the first things that you're going to see there is, again, more of those details. But right here, there are, on the links here, there are videos that you can go to that show you exactly how to register. And just to give you kind of a sense here for a second, there's all the details. There's your registration. It'll take you 2 minutes to go through the list. There's the prototype tours. Everything is right there. It'll take you 2 minutes to go through it. And of course, there's links out to all of the individual layout tours, and there's links from here to do that as well. And let me go back here for a quick second. But when you go here, you'll also find that there are links to the videos that we just talked about. So you'll be able to go into those and get to download the videos and take a look at them at your leisure. So really, that's basically the two. This is kind of our marketing website and our registration website that you get to from there. And if, by the way, if I'm at this website and I click on View Mobile Site, because I want to see what's going to look like on my phone, this is kind of what you'll see on your phone. And this is the agenda that'll show you everything at the convention. But more importantly, this is the most important button. For the first time, you click on that, and by day, it will show you everything that you scheduled or are interested in for that day. You're done. No spreadsheets, no pieces of paper. It's all right there. If you want to see what you got Friday, there's the pizza party and the walls of roundtables that we talked about. Everything is right there.
Wow.
So in brief, it makes it so easy to enjoy the convention. You don't have to spend all sorts of time planning it. So my team has basically built it for you. A couple of clicks of the buttons, look at the video, everything you need to know, wrap up. There's 2 videos. One of them is if this is your first time convention, we got 1 video for you. And the second one is, hey, now I'm registered. What do I do now? Everything you need to know is to become a guest at the convention. So you'll enjoy the 2 videos.
And
So with that, I'll give it back to you, Ken.
I'll add one little thing. If you put your itinerary together and you select the clinics you want to go to and so on, and it's all built, if a clinic gets canceled, you'll get a notice on your phone that it's been canceled, and it'll show you what the alternatives are.
That's
No
amazing.
surprise.
Yeah, this is great. That's planning. I mean, seriously, I don't think you guys have missed anything so far.
I like to think not.
I want to give a shout out to the sign guy, scalesigns.com. We talked about his stuff a couple of weeks ago on one of the shows, and he loves it when we do that. He's thanking you very much for all the wonderful orders. So a lot of people are getting signage on their layout, stop signs, no more car accidents on the little roads. Creston Parker, your trees, scaletrees.com. I know, isn't that neat how that works? Scalesigns.com, scaletrees.com. I love these things. These things have been sitting up here. You can't see them because neither camera's pointing that way, but trust me, they're sitting over there and they've been looking great in the same spot for the last month because this layout is not getting built fast. But I love these, and I want to get with you and probably get some wire armatures from you because they're just beautiful. So thank you very much, Creston Parker at scaletrees.com. Gentlemen, rounding it out, you guys did a fantastic job. All of you are well-spoken, you know your stuff, and it's going to be a great show this year, and I think we might come up to it.
Maybe, but it's amazing how everything is so simple.
At
right
least
in
the
palm
weekend,
of your hand.
right?
Man.
At least okay. So with that, is there anything else going around the table? One more time. No? Yes?
Ken,
Yes.
I'll mention one last thing too is we've got a Facebook page for the convention where you can post questions and we'll answer that. There's lots of information there. There's also a YouTube channel. If you go on YouTube and search for station number 6, NMRA Convention, you'll get a whole page of all kind of videos, including the ones Bern's been talking about. So lots of information out there. Easy to find.
Fantastic. So as I said
And
last
Ken,
week,
from-
go
Ken,
ahead.
from my end, just a comment, actually kind of a caution for everybody. If you look at the numbers that we have already registered for the convention over the past year with only 2 months to go, we have probably 20% more people already registered than were there in California. We have multiple events that have already sold out.
Very
The
cool.
caveat I give everybody is don't think about it. Register ASAP so you're not one of those unhappy folks that says, gee, I wanted to go, but I waited too long and everything I want to see might be sold out. Do it now.
Yeah, don't hesitate. Yeah, that would make sense.
Don't hesitate.
There you go. All right, me and Steve Mantia, all by ourselves tonight, are going to take the NCE system. I know, right? I know some of you guys use this system because it works. And you've used it before on some of your friends' labs too, haven't you? Yes? Yes, yes. I love it. It's simple. It doesn't need to be changed. It asks you what you want to do before you do it. Tonight it's going to ask us, would we like to run point to point? No, it's not really going to say that, but the fact is, when we, at least we're not going to run off the edge because we know what we're doing. It's a great system. The radios do not drop out in the ceiling, so I never lose communication with my throttles. So we're going to get to run point to point, right?
That's it exactly.
So with that said, gentlemen, ladies, everybody, let's go run some trains, right?
Okay.
Let's get excited.
Thanks, Ken.
Okay, so now
Thank you.
we need a thumbnail. Don't leave yet. I need you guys, we got to all smile at the camera and wave and hold up a model. And we're going to roll credits as we're doing this. And I really love this, Steve. Can we talk? Yes. This is so beautiful. All right, everybody look at camera number 1, you and me, and everybody else back there smile. And here we go. And that's how we do a thumbnail. But yeah, good job, guys. It sounds like you seriously have your stuff. It's going to be a good show.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Want to thank you very much. I'm just going to kid you about one last thing, Ken.
Okay.
I've got you by a few years.
Oh yeah. Well, I figured
my
you for
next birthday is
26. I figured you for 26, and I know I'm 25. No, actually, you said you're pushing 80. You told me, but man, you're just full of energy. I would have no idea. Say how old you are again.
I'll be 80 next February.
Rock and roll. See, you and Denny Yelsma are right there. But Denny's got energy too.
Right? You got to keep working. Got to keep playing with a hobby.
It's a beautiful thing. I'm raising a wonderful, he's going to be 9 next month, a 9-year-old. That will keep you young forever, I promise. It's a glorious thing.